The shifter in my 1950 Ford is an absolute disaster. It is extremely sketchy and loose.
Yes, that is the top of the transmission right there. This is just a hole.
And it's very uncomfortable to drive. But in this video, we're gonna be fixing that, and we're gonna custom build a center console that includes the ultimate upgrade for any classic car, cup holders. So let's kick things off by taking up that old carpet and having a look at our shifter. Okay, where do we even start? It is mounted by one bolt. I don't even know what we think we're doing here. This is really bad. On the bright side, getting that shifter out was really easy, which left me plenty of time for a bunch of measuring, scheming, and experimenting. Some of it was useful, some not so much. But it was definitely all time well spent, because at the end of it, I came up with a really good idea of what I wanted, as well as a reasonably practical plan to get me there. Actually, if you pitched it like this, it would move it closer to the driver and give it a slightly more appealing appearance. So that might be what we do. The plan here is to simply build a bracket that will relocate the shifter to a more comfortable position. So to start things off, I did some digging around the scrap pile and I found this really nice 1-inch flat bar. And it was absolutely perfect for what we were gonna do with it. So I got to work, and it wasn't long before I'd come up with this. All right, so here are my brackets. These are what I'm gonna weld to the floor of the car and actually mount the shifter with. Very simple, I just put them on the vise and kind of bent them. It took quite a bit of fitting and testing to get them about how I wanted them, but I'm pretty happy with them. So now we're gonna do one last test fit and weld them in the car. This was a good start, but it wasn't quite what I was after, because remember, I wanted to tilt this shifter towards me a little bit so it will hopefully clear the bench seat that will be going back in this car. So I just bent up these little angled spacers that I welded onto the bracket, and I added a few rib nuts to mount the shifter. All right, so this bracket is basically done. I ain't no coward. I'll show you my welds. They're not the best thing in the world, but those two pieces of metal are now stuck together. Second, drive. Let's drive right there. That's a nice spot, I think, for drive. You know, at least for somebody my height, I think this is about right. Whereas before, it was down here. You know, and it was forward, so you were like this to put it in gear. Which to me, park is a little farther forward than I want it to be, but there's a compromise that has to be made between low hitting the bench seat when the bench seat is in here and park. So all in all, I'm happy with that. Now comes the fun part, which is of course making that center console. And you can see me making templates out of cardboard here. I went through a couple of different versions before I found one I actually liked. But that's one of the things I love about projects like this, where you can really just be creative and take your time to come up with something that you're really proud of. And I'm happy to say that that is exactly what happened this time. I tried several different shapes and tapers for the front of this console before I finally found one that I was happy with. Something like that, maybe? But once I did, matching it up was very easy, because that's what our center line is for. All I had to do was fold it over and cut it to match, and I had a perfectly symmetrical console template instantly. Yeah, so I think that's kind of what we're doing. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this piece out of actual metal so that we'll have our top plate and we can start getting that bent how we want it. Then we'll make our side plate templates off of that to actually fit the car. Now I went pretty lightweight for this with an 18 gauge steel, because most of my structure is already made with that shifter bracket and I don't need a heck of a lot of strength. Now I'm going to be using a metal shear to cut this, because I love how easy it is to get laser straight lines. And just a reminder that if you see a tool you like in this video, you can probably find it linked in the description below. I'm using some more rib nuts to mount our top plate to our shifter bracket, and I'm making sure to put those underneath the shifter boot because I'm going for that really clean look. I'm just gonna try to kind of hand bend this about like that is what I have in mind. And there's really no need to overthink these side templates. I just found a piece of cardboard that was the right size, laid it up against my top plate, and traced along the top plate until it gave me the contour that I wanted. And there really is no wrong answers here. Just take your time and get creative. I do recommend with a project like this to create a bunch of marks down the sides, because when you transfer those to your metal panel, they'll help keep you lined up how your template was. This is gonna look really good, and I'm really happy with it. So let's go ahead and get this cut out of some metal. All right, there we go. I went ahead and made two because they are a mirror image on both sides, and now we are ready to test fit and probably tack these bad boys in place. We're gonna have to start by just aligning some of these marks where we want them, just like that. There we go. A professional fabricator could have made this part in one piece, but I just don't have that skill set. So I made it easier on myself and started in the center, tacking slowly while forming that front curvature. This makes it so much easier for somebody like me to make a part with a lot of complex curves. All right, so as you can see, I'm just bending this around and tacking it as I go. That just helps me to get it right the first time. I'm sorry I can't get a better angle on it. It's hard to do that and weld at the same time in such a tight space. There we go, out it comes for the first time as sort of one piece. I don't know about y'all, I'm feeling pretty good about it. All right, so here's a closer look at what we got going on. We gotta finish weld it all the way through. We gotta bend these tabs in. I couldn't get to them because of the seat being so close. And then we gotta make a plate to come in here, which is actually just gonna be a flat piece. Not gonna be a big deal there. So now I just got a bunch of welding to do to get this thing all finished up. We're gonna just go ahead and do a time lapse on that, and we'll be back. If you're enjoying this video, hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already, and consider sticking around for more content like this. And drop a comment down below and let me know if I should paint this or cover it in vinyl. And once again, just so you know I'm not a coward, close up of my welding. Got our new cup holder inserts. I ordered the wrong cup holders. Idiot. So apparently, I can't read measurements off of Amazon, and I ordered cup holders that were way too wide for the console, which meant all I could do was clean up my welds and wait around for new ones. Okay, so it's been a couple of days, and we are back in business with a different style of cup holder. It's quite a bit smaller, coming in at just under 3 inches in diameter. I really like these. They have a nice rounded edge to them. They're made out of stainless, and they have a rubber pad in here to help grip whatever cup you're using. I'm gonna mount them right here in the front. Now we wanna take our time and get them spaced exactly right. So to kick things off, I'm gonna come in here and remark our center lines, starting here with 4 1/8 inches. I'm gonna come in and say 11 inches and about 14 inches. And see, now I'm touching this line, I'm touching this line, and I'm touching my line over here. We can kind of infer from that our third line is good. There we go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this mounted back in the car. here we go. My shifter boot, just like that. Finally, cup holders. Look at that. Well, if you haven't noticed, I am very pleased with how this turned out. And even though this was a lot of work, I cannot remember the last time I had this much fun in the shop. If you take anything away from this video, I hope it's this. Just because you can't make something doesn't mean you shouldn't try. In fact, one of the best things you can do is just take something like this out of your head and put it in the real world by any means necessary. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to be proud of it. It is time for the ultimate test. I want to take a second and say thank you to each and every one of you for what has turned out to be a wonderful year here on YouTube. We started this year with 225 subscribers, and now we are over 1,000. I cannot believe the love and support that you have given me over the course of this year. I am truly grateful, and I cannot wait to see what comes in 2026. In the meantime, I wish you a wonderful holiday season with your families. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.